ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यस्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् Verse 88. मायामयः प्रपञ्चोऽयम् आत्मा चैतन्यरूपदृक् इति बोधे विरोधः कः लौकिकव्यवहारिणः. So in this important portion, Vidyaranya establishes a difference between this Nirguna Brahma Upasaka and Nirguna Brahma Jnani. So, and what he does is a few verses he talks about Nirguna Brahma Upasaka, a few verses he talks about Nirguna Brahma Jnani, Nididhyasana Karta. And so up to 86, he talked about Nirguna Brahma Upasaka. Now he again picks up this, he talks about Nirguna Brahma Jnani from 87. And he shows the contrast between them. For a Nirguna Brahma Upasaka, well, Aham Brahmasmi is not a fact. And so, it's a thought. And this Upasaka's aim is basically to generate Aham Brahmasmi thought, to repeat it and to maintain it. Based on Shastra Vidhi. He has a Shraddha, Shraddhaluhu, etc. has been told. So, he maintains it. He sees that it is generated and it will be retained, repeated and retained. And for purpose of this, well, he has to make sure that so for a purpose of this, well, he has to make sure that all conditions are very conducive, because it is not easy to maintain, such thoughts. The reason is the mind being what it is, which has been said by Arjuna himself in the 6th chapter. Pramathi manah chanchalam hi manah Krishna pramathi balavad dhrudam. So Pramathi means a tyrant, and this chanchalam is all agitation. And then balavat means which is strong compared to me. He basically has a hold over me. He has a mind as a hold over body, senses. Mind as a hold over me. It's so strong. Balavat. And dhrudam. Dhrudam means well rooted. Mind has its own roots, own patterns of thinking and everything. So you cannot uproot it also. So such a kind of a mind is there. And in that mind is to maintain this thought Aham Brahmasmi, repeat, to generate. So once you may generate also, but then need to repeat it and to maintain it is a very, very tough task. And therefore, Upasaka has to protect actually this thought pattern. And when Acharya gives an example that it's protecting a column, Rangoli in water. They do Rangoli in southern India. In Gujarat also they do, but southern India they do. On earth, of course, at the doorstep they do. The main entrance is there. Outside that main entrance, they sprinkle water in the morning and then they do kolam. And sometimes instead of earth, they do it on water also. Yeah. And otherwise also on water, I have also seen certain rangolis. Means even with leaves of our rose, etc. Rose petals. I'm sorry. So rose petals, with rose petals they do, with other petals of the flowers they do. Now on water, it is compared to the earth, it is very difficult to maintain, because water has surface is all the time shaking, and so even they do it in a certain vessel, a broad vessel, but still they have to see that it is free from any wind, etc. Otherwise, water will be shaken, and then the whole rangoli will go away. So even they won't allow a people also to go near, because if they go near with that, the movement of the body, well, even water gets shaken up, some kind of a little bit of wind, etc. And so they won't allow. So that so this mind also is like this. Mind is also like this water surface, all the time shaking. And on that, to have a rangoli of Aham Brahmasmi is the next to impossible task. So it's very fickle basically. So he has to create. Upasaka has to create a conditions basically to in order to protect this particular rangoli, the thought pattern. So even Laukika Vyavara also, that's a discussion. Laukika Vyavara, that's a contrast between a Nirguna Brahma Jnani and this Upasaka. That for Upasaka, this Laukika Vyavara is basically a threat. And therefore his aim is to reduce all Vyavara as much as possible, and even meeting people, etc., etc. That's how generally whatever the people, whenever they do any upasana, I have seen the Gayatri Upasaka, even in Gujarat, there are certain places where you go inside the room and then they lock it from outside. They call Mauna Mandiram. So Mauna Mandiram means definitely there is no one you can talk to. So they will lock it from outside. You can do japa inside. They will have one swing and some chair and this and inside all arrangement, restrooms and anyway. And they will get food from the small window. And there also you won't talk. You should not talk at all. Oh, what did you bring for me? Yesterday you have brought this. There was lot of chili in that. You can't talk nothing. And therefore you cannot talk anything. And so this kind of, they are there especially for japa. Mauna Mandirams are there for japa. People do that. People go. In fact, there is a long list, waiting list. Yeah, in Nadiyad and other places, in Bharuch also it is there. Anyway, so Aham Brahmasmi, so Vyavara has to be reduced. When you want to do Upasana, if you want to repeat this Aham Brahmasmi thought, maintain it, well, definitely Vyavara should be least. And Upasaka's aim is to generate and maintain this thought. So this is a lot of a Upasaka. Poor Upasaka has this lot. Whereas our hero, Jnani, basically, he understands Mahavakya, and the vritti generated, it has destroyed this Ajnanam, etc. And so that Aham Brahmasmi is a fact for me. And that fact does not require any protection. Fact means knowledge here. So basically, Aham Brahmasmi is a superposition, that's a Brahma for that person, and therefore he has to maintain it. And here, this is a knowledge for this person, Jnani, and therefore he need not protect. And we know fact or knowledge cannot be threatened by any object, any event in the world, any Vyavara, any transaction in the world. It cannot be threatened. Very simple to understand this. Like a person who is doing a Sandhya Vandanam, when the sun rises, well, that Vyavara, karma, right? Sandhya Vandanam, it's karma Vyavara. So he's doing that karma, seeing the sun rising, that Vyavara cannot threaten the person's knowledge that there is no sunrise, which is a fact, which is knowledge, that cannot be threatened by this Vyavara of Sandhya Vandanam. So he may be doing diligently Sandhya Vandanam, but still it cannot threaten his knowledge of or fact. that there is no sunrise. So same way Gnani does not repeat Aham Brahmasmi, etc., or try to preserve it, etc. So, and he is able to do all the Vyavahara also. If other way also, last time also I said, we never used to remember that I am a human being, or I am a Grihastha, let's say. Once you are married, maybe initially for few days, because earlier you were thinking I am a bachelor, etc. Now you are married, so for few days you may feel like that. But once you are tuned to that, then you need not have to remember all the time I am a married person, I am a married person, I am a Grihastha householder, nothing. Even you have not to remember your name also. All the time. Oh, I am Muktatma, I am Muktatma, I am Muktatma. So, nothing, because it's a fact for me. It's a knowledge for me that, this is I am a Muktatma, etc. So, therefore, whenever you want, you can invoke. It's available for invocation. But you have not to protect, because it's a fact. It's a knowledge. Same way for this Gnani, I am Brahman is a fact. And therefore he has not to protect that thought, maintain that thought, repeat the thought, etc. And for that, he has to go away from the Vyavahara. No. Pashyan, Shunvan, Spushan, Jigran, Ashnan, Gachan, Swapan, Shvasan, Pranapan, Visrujan, Unmishan, Nimishan. So, all Vyavahara he does. But still, Karma Vyavahara, Jnana Vyavahara, both, Bhagavan mentioned both, in fact, in that sentence, two shlokas. So both the Vyavaharas, this Gnani continues, but no Vyavahara is a threat of to his knowledge that I am Brahman. So Ayam Prapanchaha Mayamaya, Mayamaya, Mithya. Therefore this Prapancha, which is involved in Vyavahara, right? This is a Prapancha. Ahankara also is a Prapancha. Yeah. Ahankara also is a part of Prapancha. Because the same I, what happens is basically Atma is only one, and that is I, and these are and there is no other Atma, which is Atma is only indicated by this first person singular. There is no other Atma. Because everything else is an Atma only. So if you basically define Atma as one thing, referred to it as the first person I, then everything that is evident to that I is Anatma. And therefore, basically, and then this, if you are not aware of this Atma, then you associate yourself with a one body, and that is called I. That's not called I. It's called I notion. Basically, you know very well. It's I notion. It's called Ahankara. It's called Jiva, etc. So it's a purely notion. So definitely, what happens is the Prapancha. Once you have a I notion associated with the body, mind, sense complex, then the world is there to transact with. So the entire Prapancha means entire Vyavahara is a Mithya. So basically, and then you take yourself to be Karta, Bhokta, etc. And so this is Ayam Prapanchaha Mayamaha, well, for this person, for a Gnani. Well, this is all the I notion in the body called Ahankara is also Mithya, and the world also is Mithya. Only I am Satyam. Everything is evident to I. And that is Atma. So there is only one Atma which is indicated by I. Atma is only I, by the way. Atma is only I. When you say I am body, etc., that's I notion. That's not real I. Because the body is an evident to the Atma. And therefore body is Anatma. It's non-I. Yeah. Which is non-I, you say it as I, therefore it is I notion. It's not real I. And therefore, the real I, which is indicated by, the Atma is indicated, and it's a pure consciousness. I notion is there in the body, mind, sense complex, and then the body, etc., becomes sentient, etc. That's a life. But really speaking, the second step is I is just pure consciousness, to which everything, including body, mind, senses, and the thoughts and memory and everything, inference, imaginations or hunger, thirst, and the world is evident. That I, to which everything becomes evident, that everything is Anatma, and I is, which is self-evident, is pure consciousness, which is limitless. There is no limit. When you say I has a limit, well, it becomes an object. Everything is an object of consciousness. Anyway, that's how the prapancha means what is involved in this vyavara is maya, mithya, etc. Because everything has a being in that Atma alone. We have discussed several times all this. So, laukika vyavarinah virodhakaha, and therefore for such a person, I alone is that satyam, consciousness alone is satyam, everything is proven as a being in this existence in the consciousness. For such a person, well, laukika vyavarinah virodhaka, where is the, where is an opposition for the Vyavara? Means Vyavara will make him forget this I am Brahman, etc. No. And then logic for this he gave in verse 89. Apekshate vyavahritihi na prapanchasya vastutam napyatmajadyam kintvesha sadhananyeva kankshati. So, Vyavara is not a threat for this person. Why? Logic. Because Vyavahritihi prapanchasya satyatam vastutam na apekshate. Vastu or satyam is same thing. So, worldly transactions, vastu word are used in our Shastra. Vastu means which is satyam, avastu means which is mithya. So, Vyavahritihi prapanchasya vastutam na apekshate. Worldly transaction does not require reality of the world. Otherwise, Jnani cannot do Vyavara well, because Jnani sees world as a mithya. So, he can know world as a mithya and continue Vyavara. The person who is doing Sandhya Vandanam can know the sunrise is mithya and yet continue the Vyavara of doing Sandhya Vandanam. Like that. So, Mithyatva Jnanam and Vyavara can coexist. Whereas for Upasaka, Aham Brahmasmi, etc., that thought and Vyavara cannot coexist. Vyavara threatens that vritti. Because Vyavara will bring that Vyavarik vritti. If he is seeing something, then definitely there is a Chakshushi vritti. If he is hearing something, there is a Shabda vritti. Then Aham Brahmasmi thought, etc., will go away. So, this both, for Upasaka, these two cannot exist together. Vyavara threatens the vritti. And he has to withdraw from the Vyavara. Otherwise, he cannot do. This Nirguna Brahma Upasana is almost impossible with Vyavara. Almost. At least you should have an objective, an aim in your mind that with the least Vyavara you want to continue with this. That is possible, that has a basis in your own assessment of your study, of your exposure to the Vedanta. So Vedanta's exposure is there, you are regular enough to study, you see yourself committed also, and yet you do not find a much difference in your perspective regarding yourself or the world, then definitely there are certain obstacles. We are objective to this, and in that becomes the basis to opt for Upasana. And in that case, you should parallelly have a nishya that you will basically do minimum transactions with the world. Yeah, that is there. Anyway, so Atmajadyam api na apekshate. So Vyavahriti prapanchasya vastutam na apekshate, Atmajadyam api na apekshate. Vyavahritihi Atmajadyam api na apekshate. Jadyam, which is Jadam. What is Jadam? Deha. Atmajadyam means Deha, Atma is Deha. Means Deha is Atma. It's called Abhimana. So, this Atmajadyam api na apekshate. The Vyavara, the transaction does not require even identification with the body. Very, very typical. That's not true. That's not true. Because if identification with the body is not required for Vyavara, means then in Sushupti you can do Vyavara, you have no identification with the body. In fact, when you don't identify with the body, then definitely you cannot do Vyavara. Here it says, well, when you don't identify with the body, well, then you can do Vyavara. Atma jadyam na apekshate. It is not expected of you to identify with the body for the transaction in the world. No, no, Swamiji, Vidyaranya cannot be wrong. And we have seen that in the Dusha Viveka also. So basically, one is a identification with the body done by Ishvara. One is an identification with the body done by due to Ajnana, the Upadhi of the Jiva. That's a Jiva Srushti. And so, what is Ishvara Srushti will not go away. So basically, this is Samanya. We have done it. It's not that something new I am going to say. 3 types of Tadatmya we have seen also, Sahaja, etc. in Drigdusha Viveka. And therefore, this is a Samanya Abhimana, which is caused by the Prarabdha. And therefore, Ishvara is coming. As you are born, a general identification with the body is required, because of which the body is sentient, because of which everything is sentient, and that is required to sustain the body. Yeah. So otherwise, if hunger will be there, and because you have not identified with the body, means the body is not conscious, hunger is there, and in fact, in an insentient body, how the hunger will be. Anyway, but so let us say that if you don't identify it, suppose hunger is there, then you will not feel hungry at all. So if there is a hunger and you won't feel hungry, that will not be the case. Then definitely body will die. So basically, now for Gnani, Ajnani, everyone who has taken away body here, once they are born, then that prarabdha has to be sustained, and for that a general identification with the body is required. And definitely identification with the body brings a sentience in the body. That kind of identification is required. So mind becomes sentient. Does it function? Sense organs are sentient. They do their function. Organs of action also do their function. And pranas, of course, they do their function. And so basically, that is there. So here what Vidyaranya says is a Vishesha Abhimana. Anyway, so Samanya Abhimanam is required to exhaust prarabdha. That is how one experiences even Sukha Dukkham. To experience Sukha Dukkham, there should be your identification with the body, etc. is required. Anyway, so this is a Iswar Srushti, and it's required for Laukika Vyavahara also. So identifying with the general identification with the body, because of that one is able to do Vyavahara, all this, Vani Vyavahara. Whereas what Vidyaranya says is the second time. Atma Jadyam means with that Vishesha Abhimana. I am the body. That is. So, Samanya Abhimana in the body brings that I notion, Ahankara. That's there. The Vishesha Abhiman, that I notion is fine. That will be there even for the Jnani also, later, even after gaining Jnana. The I notion in the body continues, and therefore Prarabdha continues, he is a Jivan Mukta, etc. Everything is there. So, but this Vishesha Abhimana, which is called a Jiva Srushti, which is the cause of samsara. If I am the body, means I am now not limitless consciousness, etc. But I am basically a limited being, etc. So, that is the cause of all issues. So, with the Samanya Abhimana, Jnani can do Vyavahara, and it can coexist with his knowledge that I am Brahman. So, Atma Jadyam api means Atma Vishesha Abhimana na apekshate. Vyavaharati na apekshate. Vyavahara does not expect. Atma Jadyam means Atma Vishesha Abhimana is not expected for Vyavahara. Atma Samanya Abhimana is enough. And that will be there because it's a Ishwar Srushti. So, even after Jnanam, because of Jnanam, Jiva Srushti will go away. I am a Jiva, I am an individual. Oh, that I is basically, when you say I am a Jiva, that I is a notion. Really speaking, I am not Jiva at all. That is also my own experience. That the very Jivatvam, etc., which is superimposed in the waking state, etc., goes away. Still I continue. Without Upadhi, I continue. That's a Nirvishesha. Jnanam. Yeah, with Upadhi, you are in a Jagrat. So with the mind and with the senses, you identify, associate with it, and do Vyavahara. In a Sapna, also you basically, not with the senses, but at least with the mind. Mind is Upadhi in a Sapna. In a sushupti, there is no upadhi. So you are basically free from upadhi. That is what you are, let's say, your true self. Because of the association with upadhi, there is a jivatva. There is a sense of limitation, etc. That goes away. And that I is there in the deep sleep state, you know very well, because it experiences ignorance also. And therefore, definitely, which you may not be knowing at the time of sleep, in deep sleep. But when you get up, you have a memory that you experience ignorance, etc. And you slept very well. So that smriti is born of a anubhavajanya smriti, and therefore anubhava is there. If anubhava is there, then definitely there must be consciousness. Without that, anubhava cannot happen. And therefore, that I, consciousness continues even in the deep sleep state without any upadhi. This is how avasthatraya, viveka, etc. has been done. So, what is required for Vyavahara is this samanya abhimanam. Otherwise, even he cannot bring his body to the class. Think, suppose there is no identification with the body, like in a deep sleep state, then he cannot even get up and bring his body in the class for teaching. So definitely it requires an identification with the body. And that's how he eats and walks and talks and teaches and everything. So Ishvara Srishti continues as long as Pranartha is there. And it is very good. Otherwise, if there is no identification, there will not be biological pain also. Due to identification, there is a pain, etc. and you feel it and you take care of it, etc. So they give an example of sometimes Sadashiva Brahmendra Saraswati who was walking on that in the street in one place, I forgot its name, in Tamil Nadu. He was a yogi before, and now he gained knowledge. And as he was walking, there were some few enemies of him. And one of them came with a sword and cut his hand from here, from the shoulder. And he kept walking as if nothing has happened. So look at the jnana. No identification with the body. I think that is due to some nervous disorder. It is not due to that. It's so samanya abhiman. Yeah, there are certain nervous disorders which bring your body becomes numb. So means this result of this knowledge. People have all kind of funny ideas about. Anyway, one cannot destroy Ishvara Srishti. Either it's seeing, hearing, etc. The world continue even after knowledge, and a body, and to do that, a samanya abhimanam with this body is required. Otherwise, how he becomes a seer and then how will he enjoy Jivan Mukti? To have a Jivan Mukti, abhimana is required with the body. Yeah. But then he has a abhimana and therefore he is not a mukta. No, he is a mukta. Yeah. Please understand this very well. No, Swamiji, we have understood that, fine. Then I have nothing to say. But sometimes questions come, then we wonder at the understanding. So that is the issue. So freedom from pain, etc. is not a moksha. Remember what we have studied in the 7th chapter. Atmanam chit vijaniyat ayamasmiti purushaha kimichan kasya kamaya shariram anusanjvaret. People give example of one Mahatma in a Rishikesh. Swamiji, he had a diabetes and he got a gangrene, etc. in the leg, and then he didn't like to go to become unconscious, taking anesthesia, etc. He feels that he may not return, etc. All story. And then he said to doctors, he came to Delhi for operation of this. Naturally, that leg has to be removed. And and he underwent a surgery without any anesthesia. Look at that. And Jnani he kept smiling in the operation theatre, and they have cut his leg. So this is called Jnanam, where there is no identification with the body. That part was also has no sensation. That much they have removed. Anyway. So biological pain, etc., it's Ishvara's arrangement, it's order. It is required, in fact. Otherwise, person will not have any pain, etc. Such a jnani, then he will not have much jivan mukti. Due to certain pain, maybe a cancer, suppose, maybe certain pain part, it's a lot of pain due to that tumor. And if he knows that tumor, pain is there, and so he may get operated also, and he can survive for some more years, enjoy jivan mukti. So it's all Ishvara's arrangement. So biological pain is dependent on samanya vimana. That's all dependent on prarabdha. That is dependent on Ishvara Srishti. So anyway, and so samanya vimanam is required for vyavara. That is one. And also further Vidyaranya says, esha sadhanani eva kankshati. So natmapi jadyam kintu esha. So vyavahrutihi means esha means vyavaruti, this vyavara. Also kankshati, apekshati. Also have an expectancy for what? Sadhanani, karakani. Yeah. They require, vyavara definitely, you should be there definitely with a general identification with the body, with the I notion. That is required, karta. And also what requires are sadhanam, karakas, accessories. So, which is required for vyavara. So that both are required. Samanya vimanam for vyavara and all this karakani, etc. Verse 90. Manovakaya tadbahya padartha sadhanani tan tattvavinnopamudnati vyahvarosya no kutah. After Mudnati, make a little space there actually. There is no connection between Mudnati and Vyavara. There is no samasa, etc. It's a separate word. So, previous shloka is further explained here now that Esha sadhanani eva kankshati, Esha Vyavarutihi sadhanani eva kankshati. Vyavara, definitely expects karakas, naturally. So, that part is explained further here. What are the sadhananis required for vyavara? That is being told now. Earlier it mentioned sadhanani are expected, sadhanani are required, but what are the sadhanani? What are the means? What are the accessories? First it says manaha, mind. In Sushupti where mind dissolves, so no vyavara. Manah vyavarasya sadhanam, first. Second is vak. Vak means vagindriya. Third is what? Kaya, body. Because these are the manaha and vak cannot function independent, outside. Just as a subtle body, it cannot function. They have to enter into the gross body and occupy the locations, golakas, and then they are able to function. And therefore, what is required is kaya, means gross body also. And tat bahya padarthaha, and any other external objects outside these three. Like even eyes are there, of course. Karanam, right, for vyavara, jnana vyavara, for seeing, etc. Sometimes you need external, means upakarana also, not karanam. Karanam is eyes, but you need even upakarana, specs, etc. in order to do vyavara. So like that, bahya padartha means any external objects which can help in that vyavara. They are also expected. Tan. So tan tattvavit nam buddhnati. So jnani does not destroy any one of them. So this accessories, padarthan, the jnani does not destroy. If jnani has not destroyed, then what has he done with them? What has he done with them? He has removed silently the reality of them. While using them, while maintaining the I notion through the samanya abhimana, and yet the reality has been silently plucked away by him. So here what it indicates is that if vyavara means this worldly experience, etc., continue as before. As it was as ignorant, like saying after jnanam, this worldly experience continue. Second is that law and order, etc. of the world continue as before. Orderliness is also retained. Third is utility of the world, etc. also continue. So definitely all these things continue without reality to any of this. Yeah. Without reality to any of this. So food removes hunger. Food, mithya. Bahya padarthan, no, not real. Removes hunger. Equally non-real. Equally mithya. Okay? So therefore, Swamiji, food removes hunger, therefore it is real. No. The hunger also is mithya. Food also is mithya. Prana is mithya. That's called mithyatma, in fact. In morning, today's class, anyway, we will be learning this in 12th chapter. There are 3 types of atmas. Yeah. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. 3 types of atmas are there. First is a gaunatma. Our wife and children and all. We have atma buddhi in them. So it's a gaunatma. From the standpoint guna, etc. I don't want to go into that. Second is a mithyatma, the body, etc. Body, mind, senses are mithyatma. And third is a mukhyatma, sachidananda. So 3 atmas are there. And word atma is used in any of these 3 sense in the Shastra, including Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, don't take word atma means just sachidananda. No, not at all. I gave an example in morning. Uddaret atmana atmanam. Na atmanam avasadayet. You should not degrade yourself. You should uplift yourself with yourself. Which self is to be uplifted? Sachidananda is to be uplifted. It is limitless consciousness. What upliftment is there? So what Atma is used by Bhagavan in the sense of a mind, in the sense of a body, etc., etc. And even in the sense of Sachidananda. And in the Veda also, Atma vai putra namasi. Oh, Atma, this Putra alone is Atma. Oh, Putra is a Sachidananda. Means Putra is myself? No. So word Atma is used, and therefore it creates a confusion. But anyway, what I am saying is, so all these things continue in a Vyavahara. Experience, worldly experience continues in Vyavahara. Then there is orderliness. In fact, there is order. That's what Ishvara is. The orderliness continue. And the third is, definitely utility of all forms. Also continue. But yet no reality. That is really, that is how it is. So, and food removes hunger, and water removes the thirst and everything. And you take some pain reliever and will remove the pain in the body, etc. All this. That is called, that is how they define world. Even I think Sankhyas also have defined like this. The world has Artha Kriya Karitva. In one of the Sankhya Karika perhaps. Artha Kriya Karitva. It has a usefulness. World has a usefulness, and therefore it is mithya. World has a usefulness, and therefore it is mithya. So this is how the thing is. What you experience definitely is all anatma. What you see, the orderliness is anatma. What you find the utility of is anatma. That's what it is. Yeah. And all this thing has a basis in only one thing, and that is consciousness. Everything has a being in that. So this Jnani, so it is asking Tan. Tan means Padarthan. Those Padartha is involved in the Vyavahara. Tattvavit nam upamridnati. Upamardana means destroying. Na upamridnati. Well, he doesn't destroy anything of the Vyavahara. He just takes away the reality of this. He doesn't destroy. In order to see oneness, in order to see oneself, he is destroying everything. No, it is not required. And therefore, with his Aham Brahmasmi knowledge also does not is threatened by hunger, thirst, or anything, or by Vyavahara. Or basically, his Aham Brahmasmi Jnanam does not remove hunger. Hunger does not destroy Aham Brahmasmi Jnanam. His Aham Brahmasmi Jnanam does not remove hunger. You have to bring something which is of equal order of reality, which can affect the hunger, and that is food, which can appease your hunger. And therefore his bhiksha continues, everything continues. That is the order. So order of world also is hunger, pranas dharma, and it can be removed by the food. That's also equally ordered. Natural desire, Puja Swami used to say, natural desires have a solution. So if you have a thirst, definitely Ishvara should provide you. Thirst is not created by you, it's not free will based. Thirst is given, hunger is given. You don't have a will. I will to hunger, Swamiji. I will to hunger. I will to have a thirst. No, it just comes. Pranas Dharma. And therefore it's a part of Ishvara, order. And therefore the solution should be also there, which is also part of order. That's called order, in fact. Hunger is there and there is no solution, it's disorder. So, so eating food, etc., does not require satyatva buddhi in the food. Asya vyavaraha kutah na bhavati. For such a person, why there should not be any vyavara? So don't think here why there is a vyavara, why there is no vyavara. Means you are asking and expecting an answer. No. It is akshepa. Asya vyavara, jnaninaha vyavara kuta na bhavati. Why will not have a vyavara in the world? Means definitely he can have a vyavara. 91. उपबृह्णाति चित्तं चेत् ध्यातासौ न तु तत्त्ववित् न बुद्धिर्मर्दयन् दृष्टः घटतत्त्वस्य वेदिता. Now Purupakshi raises a question that okay, Jnani may not destroy all accessories etc. for Vyavara, and he has removed Satyatva Bhavana etc. So he has no Satyatva Buddhi in this all Padarthas involved in the Vyavara, including the Vyavara Karta, the Ahankara etc. Well, so Mithya body, Mithya Karanam, Mithya Upakaranam, everything continues. Purupakshi says, well, let Jnani maintain. He has knowledge, we understand. Let Jnani maintain this Aham Brahmasmi thought in the mind. So, well, is it not that he should restrain, withdraw his mind from all the Vyavara and maintain Aham Brahmasmi thought in that Mithya mind to protect his knowledge, Aham Brahman, etc. Is it not required? So, that is the question. Chittam upamrudnati. A wise man has to withdraw from Vyavara in order to restrain his mind for maintaining this Aham Brahmasmi thought. That further goes. Some believe that even Manonasha should be there. That's a height of ignorance. Manonasha. If mind is to be destroyed, then who will enjoy the Jivan Mukti? Huh? If once a mind is destroyed, it becomes like this. So, Manonasha. I don't want to go, I will talk about it. It is going to come. Anyway, so basically, let him withdraw at least. He has gained this knowledge, and then let him maintain. And therefore, he should be away from all Vyavara. So that Jnana Vritti which is generated, and even it's a flame, and if he protects it throughout the life, then definitely he will have a Videha Mukti also. And Jivan Mukti of course will be there. So, but at least he should restrain his mind from all Vyavara. The mind will think lot of things, and in that this Aham Brahmasmi Vritti will buried somewhere, and then definitely he will feel himself as a Jiva, etc. So at least let us think that Chittam upamrudnati. Upamrudnati means actually destruction of Chitta. Means here let's withdraw. Vidyaranya says, iti chet. Well, if you raise such a question, well, asau dhyata bhavati, natu jnani. If a person withdraws his mind, then he does not come under a jnani category, but dhyata upasaka category. Natu tattva. Why should he maintain? What knowledge, whatever you and me have gained knowledge, starting from ABCD in the LKG onwards, how many things you maintain? Do you maintain it by repeating again and again ABCD, EFG, HIJK? Are you doing that? Once you gain a knowledge, you have not to maintain. If you have to maintain, it is not knowledge. That's how I say it. Do you have a knowledge or not? Taste is, if Vyavara, you find any Vyavara, if you find a threaten to your this knowledge, it's not knowledge. Knowledge means any Vyavara cannot affect it. The same. Sandhyavandanam karta. Doing Sandhyavandanam twice a day. Sayam and Prata Sandhya he does. His knowledge that there is no sunrise is never threatened. And he does exactly sunrise. Before sunrise he has to do Prata Sandhya. At the time of sunset he has to do Sayam Sandhya. He knows there is no sunset, there is no sunrise. He does daily, twice. Even after 10 years you ask him that did you maintain this knowledge that there is no sunrise? Because you were doing actually at the time of sunrise and at the time of sunset. Therefore it must have destroyed, your knowledge must have gone. No, not at all. So if you find Vyavahara is a burden to you, and you are simultaneously learning this Vedanta and you feel Vyavahara is a burden to you, kindly continue Vyavahara till you find the whole Vyavahara and what is involved in the Vyavahara, all accessories, etc. is Mithya, including Vyavahara Karta. When you say, I am doing Vyavahara, I am a Karta, I am a Bhokta, that's definitely I. But it's not real I, it is I notion. Placing the I in the body, making it sentient. It's a Ishvara Sushti. That continues throughout the life. Sentience is required, life is required to enjoy even Jivan Mukti. Anyway, so Natu Tattvavit. If you say Chittam Upabrudnati, a wise man has to withdraw from Vyavahara, then Vidyaranya says, well, we are sorry. He is not a Tattvavit, he is not a Jnani, but he is a Dhyata. Many people believe that this mind, etc., is, mind is an obstacle. It doesn't allow that Atma to shine. Therefore, let us remove that mind. Mind is to be removed. It's some kind of a cover. It has to be removed. And then Atma alone shines like that. These people think like that. Yeah. That's not knowledge. It's not knowledge. Knowledge is this, that even mind, every thought is I, Brahman. That's a knowledge. If everything is Brahman, mind is Brahman. And any mithya thing, how can it challenge this? How can it cover? Do you think a pot covers a clay? Do you think a wave covers a water? What do you think? What's a cover? What's a cover? What is this Manonasha? I just don't know. And if any teacher is also saying like that, it's doubtful thing. It's doubtful. There are two paths. Yogic people go, they will gain the knowledge by Manonasha ultimately. And these Jnanis gain this knowledge, Aham Brahman, etc. There are no two paths in this. If you feel the mind is to be destroyed, means the mind is real for you. You are real, mind is real. Where is the question? Where is this non-duality? Where is non-duality? When you are thinking something, you are Brahman. When you are not thinking something, you are Brahman. Very thought is Brahman. No thought can remove this Satchit consciousness. If its presence cannot threaten Satchit, its absence definitely cannot threaten Satchit. That is what? Every thought is Satchit. Everything is Satchit. Everything is Brahman. Therefore it is Mithya. Therefore it covers, the knowledge covers everything. There is no obstacle in that. Yes, if one wants to have a Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, etc., without gaining knowledge, well, continue Ashtanga Yoga. But you should remember that any experience, a Nirvikalpa Samadhi also is an experience, definitely. It's a state. It's an experience. From that experience you will return. From knowledge you will not return. I am Brahman. I will return. Yeah, but I am Brahman. How will I return from I? How will I return from I? If you have an experience, definite, because you don't know that I am Nirvikalpaka. Therefore, you might have a Nirvikalpa experience. Like a deep sleep state is a Nirvikalpaka state. You may not be knowing. Samadhi is something where you know I am a Nirvikalpaka. But that's an experience. Since you don't know it, you will return it. And once you return, you find it's too much. World is too much. Mind is too much, etc. Because it's a real for you. So therefore, the vision of the Vedanta is this: everything is Brahman, or everything is Ishvara, whatever you want to say. We don't make a difference. All this Brahman plus Maya and Ishvara, and Brahman minus Maya, Ishvara minus Maya in Brahman. This all plus minus doesn't work. This is not plus minus here. There is no plus minus. When there is non-dual, there is a wholeness. Where is this plus minus? Where is this plus minus? So this manonasha, this many acharyas are saying, I find really a wonder in this. I get astonished. As if mind and thoughts are definitely become an obstacle and you have to remove it. That's what they do. Samadhi, remove it. What you remove is more real than what you are actually. I feel more than a banana peel is real. What you remove is more real. Yeah. If you remember, if you take a banana, it means removing the peel and throw it and take the banana, and then you enter into a shop, buy the new shoes and come out and put your leg on this banana peel and you fall flat, and whatever banana you have eaten, that comes out also. So banana peel is basically more real than banana. That's what it is. It is not knowledge. Ekameva advitiyam Brahman, and then the mind is to be removed. A mind is Brahman. That is advitiyatva. Where is this? Anyway, when some student says it is okay, when some teacher says, I really find it is very, very typical anyway. And also says, yogic marga is there, gnana marga is there, and there is bhakti marga also. 3 parts. Maybe 4 also, 4th, that hatha yoga, that also we can include. There is only one path. Maybe you should be aware of the reality of yourself. That's it. There is nothing else. It's a fact that you are free, or you are Brahman, whatever you want to say. I am Brahman. That's a reality. And I am a seeker of Brahman. I am seeker of moksha. I am seeker of freedom. I am seeker of happiness. I am seeker of peace. Well, that's also equally reality. Yeah, then I am a seeker and I am sought. Yeah. That's only possible. You become a seeker and you are a sought. That's only possible. When there is the seeker doesn't know the reality of oneself. If you don't know, you keep seeking. You keep seeking. Seeker-sought division is not there, and yet you find a division. It's born of ignorance. Yeah, that's the thing. So seeker itself is basically Atma, is free. What he is seeking? Atma, moksha. And the seeker is sought. The division between seeker and sought is due to, it's an error, born of ignorance. And then what is the solution for that? What's the solution? Knowledge is a solution. Where is the yoga and where is all this? We don't say it is wrong totally. It's a wonderful thing. But that 3 paths equally for moksha, that's not true. Anyway, so Vidyaranya, see how quietly says, Chittam upamrudnati. Someone says, let us destroy this mind, or let us withdraw the mind. Here, let's take that way. Mind has to be withdrawn in order to maintain this knowledge. Iti chet asau dhyata bhavati natu tattvavit. So Vidyaranya says Jnanam will have to be protected by particular thought. Then definitely we have learned several things now, and then those things also we have to keep repeating, and we have to get rid of Vyavara. And that too in LKG itself, learning ABCD. Now we have learnt, we have to protect, and therefore all Vyavara should not be there. If Vyavara will be there, this will go away. Something like that. So Ghata Tattvasya Vedita. So the knower of the nature of the part, is na drashtaha, is not sin, buddhim upamardayan, withdrawing mind from all activities. So the knower of the nature of the part, etc. This is clay, this is clay. Such a person, na drashta, we don't see him. Buddhim upamardayan, buddhim mardayan, withdrawing the mind from all activities and keep repeating, I am Gataha, I am Mrit, or Iyam Mrit, Iyam Mrit, Iyam Mrit, Iyam Mrit. We don't find. So anyway, so same law holds good for Brahmajnanam also, like including, just as in the case of a Gatagnanam, same way in the case of a Brahmajnanam also, well, it is not required at all. Aham Brahmasmi Vritti need not be maintained. If you are, you should be clear. I am Brahman should be, that is where the Nidhyasana is. That's where Nidhyasana, that's a owning up. That is required. Once it is there, Vyavara is not a problem. Because everything in the Vyavara which is involved, he has plucked the reality of all this, including Vyavara Karta and the object and subject, both. So, 92. Sakrit pratyaya matrena gatasched bhasate sada saprakashoyamatma kim gatavachana bhasate. So, well, here he says, Vidyanya says Brahmajnanam basically is even superior to Gatajnanam. So, if Gatajnanam itself does not require that meditation to continue to maintain the thought, etc., then Brahmajnanam certainly does not require it to maintain. No meditations, etc., or no thought retention all the time required. And Vyavara, etc., is not to be done and should be maintained, this thought, etc. No. Sakrit pratyaya matrena. Once a person experiences a part and goes away from this part, still, whenever he recalls, he may invoke a Gatagnan from his mind. So he has got a Gatavritti, Jnanavritti, Gataha Bhasate. Part knowledge arises in him, part ignorance goes for good, and that part knowledge is sustained. He will not be in a conscious mind, because in conscious mind many other thoughts, many cognitions keep arising and arising. If this is a condition of Gatagnanam, then what to talk of Atma? Why? Brahmajnanam is superior even to Gatagnanam, where you don't require a way to maintain this? No. So, if you remember in the 8th chapter we discussed the role of Chidabhasa and Chit, if you remember. Chit is consciousness. There we said Chidabhasa is required to remove this cover of the pot. Means pot is there but unknown, as though it is covered. So then it is definitely, it becomes a Gatakara Vritti and illumined by Chidabhasa, and now it becomes a Gatagnan. So Chidabhasa's role is to remove that cover, the ignorance of that pot, and that Gatagnan will remain in your mind. Even Atma does not require Chidabhasa to illumine. Gata definitely requires a Chidabhasa to remove that cover of ignorance, etc. Even Atma does not require that, because Atma is ever evident. Atma does not require Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa is on account of Atma. And therefore, very existence of the Chidabhasa is due to Chit. So, Kim na bhasate, will it not be evident? This Atma will not be evident for the Jnani all the time? There is a question of withdrawal or meditation. He is free to do any Vyavara. Upasaka has to be careful, extra careful. He has to maintain it. Yeah. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.